Prime Field.
Yo Prime Field Nation. That 94-47 score? That was a cover story. Because UConn versus Butler on December 28th wasn't just a blowout. It was a front court trial, a live courtroom, a full-on audit. And the question Geno basically asked without saying it out loud is simple. Behind Serah strong, though, who do I actually trust when the game gets real? Because if you watch closely, this game didn't crown a star, it exposed a hierarchy. Let's set the scene. Hinkle Fieldhouse. UConn wins by 47. But the real headline is what happened inside the rotation. UConn drops 50 points in the paint. But it's not post-ups and bully ball. It's cuts. It's movement. It's turnovers turning into layups. It's the system doing system things. And that's why this matters. Geno doesn't grade bigs by points. He grades them by obedience, not vibes, not reputation, trust. And in this game, the Trust Index showed up like a lie detector. Here's the Geno short leash formula for post players. 1. Defensive discipline, aka the foul tax. Not just did you foul, but did you foul stupid? A cheap foul is basically a turnover, except it also changes your whole rotation. 2. Flow compatibility. Screens, decisions, passing. In this offense, bigs can't be black holes. You catch it, you move it, you screen again, you cut again. If you pause, if you hold, you're clogging the machine. 3. Versatility. Can you survive space? Because UConn's defense wants you switching, hedging, recovering, not sinking like an anchor. That's the lens. Now let's apply it. Before we rank anybody, we set the grading curve. Serah strong in this game, 15 points, 6 boards, 7 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks in 24 minutes. And those 7 assists are the cheat code. Because she's not just a post, she's a hub, a point forward, a you run the offense through me freshman. So whoever plays next to her has one job: don't mess up the spacing, and don't force Geno to babysit you. Strong is exempt from the short leash. Everybody else, every minute is an audition to stay in her orbit. You want the moment the rotation told on itself? That 27-0 run, it goes from 10-6 to 33-10. Butler goes nearly 10 minutes without scoring, and UConn's defense is on a string. Switch, pressure, recover, run. That stretch wasn't about size. It was about mobility and decision-making. And once the game turned into a runway, the paint dominance became a stress test. Which big runs the floor? Which big screens clean? Which big finishes without slowing the possession to a crawl? Now, let's talk candidates. Serah Williams starts, but starting isn't the same as staying. She plays 15 minutes. She gives you 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and then the flashing red light, 3 fouls. 3 fouls in 15 minutes is basically, Coach, I'm picking my own minutes today. And Geno hates that, because foul trouble isn't just a stat. It's a signal that you are reacting, not anticipating, reaching, not rotating, recovering late, not being early. Offensively, here's the weird part. She goes 3 for 4, but only takes 4 shots. So what is that? Is it hesitation? Is it learning the flow? Is it guards not fully trusting the entry pass? Because in UConn's offense, the post doesn't get fed because you deserve touches. You get fed because the possession stays alive when you touch it. Williams right now feels like a luxury, crazy ceiling, but the floor drops out when the fouls hit. Now we get to the name that quietly screamed the loudest, Jana El Alfy. Also 15 minutes, but she gives you 9 points, 3 assists, and she takes 8 shots. That right there? That's rotation language. Same minutes on double the attempts. That means the guards are looking at her like, yeah, we can throw it in there when something good will happen. And the sneaky killer? 3 assists. A center with 3 assists in this system is basically saying, I'm not here to stop the offense. I'm here to connect it. She catches, she reads, she finds cutters, she keeps the machine running. And when you talk about freeing shooters, this is where it gets real. Movement shooters live off separation. Separation comes from timing and screens. El Alfy's physicality matters because her screens actually move the defense. So while Williams is battling the transfer tax, El Alfy is stacking trust points in real time. Now we talk about the name people keep waiting on, Ayanna Patterson. Because in a game this lopsided, you normally expect the depth chart to open up like a runway, and instead what you really saw was something colder. The rotation is getting tighter, not looser. And this is where the Trust Index becomes ruthless. For a frontcourt player trying to climb the ladder, the currency isn't hype, it's clean reps. It's being in the right spot on defense without Geno having to point at you. It's setting a screen that actually creates air for the shooter. It's catching in traffic and making the next pass on time. Because here's the math. Serah Strong is eating minutes. Williams and El Alfy are fighting for the center lane. And UConn loves those guard-heavy looks that squeeze the front court rotation even more. So where does Patterson live? She has to win minutes by being undeniable in the variables Geno actually rewards. Discipline, flow, and versatility. Right now, the message from this game wasn't, "You're bad." It was, "You're not in the trust circle yet." And at UConn, that's the difference between being part of the story and watching the story happen. Alright, let's rank it. Tiers only. No emotions. Tier 1. The March Center, Jana El Alfy. Efficient physical and the ball doesn't die when she touches it. She's stacking trust points. Tier 2. The volatile starter, Serah Williams. The ceiling is huge, but the foul tax and short leash are still real. Tier 3. The waiting room, Ayanna Patterson. The pathway to minutes is narrow. To break in, she has to win the Trust Index reps. Screens, positioning, and mistake-free defense. Here's the blueprint this game suggests. Phase 1. The opening look. Williams can still start because coaches love starting with size and stability, in theory. But the leash stays short, because one early foul, one bad reach, one late rotation, and you're immediately on the bench. Phase 2. The stabilizer minutes. This is where El Alfy has the advantage. When the game needs rhythm, when the offense needs screens, seals, and quick reads, El Alfy looks like the center who can live in the middle of the floor without chaos. She's the grinder minutes big. Phase 3. The closer, and then you get to the end game. The most lethal version of UConn isn't always the tallest version. It's the version where Serah Strong becomes the 5 and the floor becomes a runway for shooters and playmakers. Because if Strong is giving you 7 assists from the front court, that's basically saying, pick your poison. I'm creating advantages every trip. So the closing lineup leans skill-heavy, spacing-heavy, decision-speed-heavy. And that has one more implication. If you're a center behind Strong, your job isn't to be the star. It's to be the cleanest complement. Right now, El Alfy is the cleanest complement. Here's the blueprint this game hinted at. Early minutes. Williams may still open games. Length, presence, first punch. Middle minutes. El Alfy is your stabilizer. Screens, finishing, connecting, no chaos. Closing minutes? The nuclear option is obvious. Serah Strong at the 5 with 4 playmakers and shooters. That lineup is speed, spacing, and decision-making. It's a nightmare to guard. And if Geno is nitpicking after a 47-point win, that's not negativity. That's him telling the front court, you don't get graded by December opponents. You get graded by the standard. So the biggest takeaway from UConn Butler is this. The front court depth chart isn't about who starts. It's about who survives the short leash. And right now, behind Serah Strong, Jana El Alfy is climbing into the most trusted lane, while Serah Williams is still paying the transfer tax. And Ice Brady is stuck outside the rotation door. Now I need you in the comments. If UConn had to win a tight game tomorrow, who's your center behind Strong, El Alfy or Williams, and why?
Prime Field